A couple weeks ago, ImAllexx responded to the allegations that were levied against him last year by his ex-girlfriend Alice. This video quickly prompted many people to believe that Alice was just as guilty as Alex during their relationship, also being a really bad partner. But many others pointed out that there were still a lot of holes in Alex's response with lots of unanswered questions, such as him basically not addressing the brick clip at all.
I'm gonna bash your head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up.
This all accumulated to Alice making a 750-page document in response to Alex's Google Doc, going over every single excruciating detail of their entire relationship. And honestly, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I will read all 750 pages of the document live on this channel. So if you want to torture me, like the video. Welcome to the internet versus ImAllexx's response. To start off, after Alex posted his video, Willie Mac Show tweets out a screenshot of it with a caption, "ImAllexx is back and calling Alice a liar. Think before you sleep" replies, "Wow, this is genuinely brave. I thought he would disappear forever. The audacity of someone who is stupid enough to film himself being a..." And Disincarnate replies, in his kind of defense, they both seem like incredibly toxic people with this stuff in his video. The ex doesn't seem to be a good person. He has credible evidence which seems she was physically too. JPEG Mecha replies to Willie by saying, "I watched the whole thing and I shit you not, the video can be summed up as, I was being abusive to my partner and she was being mean back to me. Please feel sorry for me and take my side desperately. I'm begging you." Miles Clumsy tweets out a picture of ImAllexx and says, "Heartbreaking. ImAllexx found alive and well in his room." Boop tweets out, "It was an abusive and toxic relationship on both sides. Neither of them should have their careers destroyed. Both are in the wrong." And Pavlavo Boo replies, "If you've watched the videos of his abuse and you think his career should be intact, you're crazy." Jacob replies, "Keep defending someone who falsely accuses people of R. Seek therapy." Emmy tweets out a picture showing the ad spots and ImAllexx's response and captions it by saying, "ImAllexx, the money must be tight. Rotten hell." And Ka replies, "The ads aren't his. It's the company that claimed," I forgot the word because they used their audio and stuff. The Omnibully tweets out, "Thought-provoking video by ImAllexx, but I have yet to see convincing evidence that he did not in fact assault women with a brick. I am, however, willing to retract my claim that the women were innocent per se. So well done, Alex." And attaches an image of a meme showing ImAllexx throwing a brick towards innocent women with innocent crossed out to just say women. DJ Screwdriver tweets out, "It's pretty funny that ImAllexx wants his fans to believe he said slurs in 2016 to 2017, stopped and understood it's bad, dated Alice, and then she made him have a slur relapse." Grustbian tweets out, "ImAllexx posting a response video on March 2025 and attaches an image of a Moist Critical video with the title, 'Nobody cares, but I'm talking about this anyway.' Tomorrow replies, Hate how these horrible YouTubers take long breaks and hope everyone will forget and move on, and then make a comeback. Like, no." Nick Diorio tweets out, "I can't wait to watch this ImAllexx video. If it's good, he will have lost a year of revenue and gotten what he deserved for his past accusations. If it's bad, then he's fucked. Either way, I am fucking here for it." Alice has Alex's ex that's mentioned in the video, then responds to the allegations with these images in the caption, "Fabricated lol." The first one shows an email from someone named Laura, where they say, "Good afternoon, Alice. As discussed during our telephone call, please find attached a document containing safeguarding advice in relation to the above crime report. Kind regards." Then what appears to be a victim care card from the Kent police, with brief details of the incident saying, "The victim reports that after 2 months of dating her ex-partner, he began to become verbally, physically, and mentally abusive towards her. After 2 days of living together, he had pulled her to the ground, put her in a headlock, and covered her mouth because he wanted her to shut up, before screaming insults at her and sending her abusive texts telling her to kill and threatening to break my neck and my cats. She reports that he would call her numerous insults before claiming that she needs him, as everything she does amounts to nothing. He would threaten to break up and then take it back, tell her he doesn't love her, and then love bomb her. After 8 months, she decided to leave, causing him to break her things, harass her on social media, and send her letters and gifts with notes." And another email from someone named George with the title Kent Police, where it says, "Dear Alice, it's PC Hammond from Kent Police. I'm just contacting contacting you regarding your crime report, in which you reported an incident to police on the 27th of May 2024. I am the officer in charge of the investigation and would like to be able to speak to you so we can progress the matter. And it just goes on to give his availability. Kelly replies, but you realized you fabricated stuff too in your statement, not giving the full context to a situation to show yourself as the only victim. You didn't show things you were saying to Alex. Alex has given far more context than you did. Unsure why you deleted your reply. Then attaches a screenshot of Alice replying to her, which was then deleted, where she says, haven't fabricated one thing at all. Paige replies to Alice by saying, but technically, didn't you also fabricate stuff too? There is literally evidence of you admitting to lying, being physically and mentally abusive too, so aren't you just as bad as each other? What Alex done to do is vile, but technically, you also done the same thing to him, no? And Cy Snoodles replies, people end up retaliating when they are victim to abuse, and the abuser uses it to make them seem like the victim. It's a classic tactic. And Paige replies, so her being racist, blaming Alex for his essay, calling him a fucking fat monkey, autistic C, R-slur boy, gaslighting him into not leaving the relationship, and saying she would punch him in public and denying his BPD, was her defending herself? Right. She then continues tweeting out on her page where she says, all you've done is try to paint me out to be a liar, instead of owning up to what you did and taking accountability, which I'm sure will work in your favor after I post the rest. And Isabel replies, the fact he just instantly started calling you a liar rather than admit the things he has done with undeniable proof is just testament to him trying to manipulate you still. Abusers don't stop just because you leave them. How people can't see that is baffling to me. Ghosty replies, you also abused him. Maybe you should speak about that. And Misha says, literally, it's giving Amber Heard. Alice then makes a new tweet where she captions it, not once did I say I never reacted or wasn't toxic, and highlights a section from her original allegation where she said, in no way am I trying to make myself look as if I never said anything mean. I went through months of this horrible treatment that words like these became the normal for when arguments came about. Words held no weight towards the end. I stooped down to his level and became reckless with my language to try and prove a point of, this is how you treat me, so have it back. I was pushed to the point to react, and I'm so sad it got to that toxic point. But the extent this went with him saying death threats and physical acts is too far. This consisted of a lot of reactive abuse and I lost myself. I understood he has his own mental health struggles, but it would and will never excuse the amount of trauma he put me through. He went into this with many issues already and projected them all onto me. He knows and admits to this. I also want to mention I know my mouth isn't clean. I swear for England in every sentence I speak, so I definitely gave it back at times when I got tired and pushed over the edge. I feel it's necessary to add that. You can only take so much of someone belittling you and telling you they don't love you and that they hate you the whole time you're together when you're meant to be in love. It tears you apart and it changes you. Lily replies, this response is so crazy because even if you did bad things too, there's literally 4K videos of him spouting abuse at you. Is he stupid? Black Cat replies to Alice by saying, in these screenshots you admit to physically assaulting him for having his shirt off in bed. This isn't reacting or being toxic. This is a clear-cut instance of physical abuse perpetrated only by you. I never said I was perfect, it doesn't cut it. You are a domestic abuser. And attaches DMs of Alice and Alex. And for the highlighted red parts, Alice says, and I didn't just randomly start kicking you, I didn't randomly start kicking you for no reason. And Alex replies, something dumb like I was in bed naked, and you told me to sleep downstairs. And Alice replies, yeah, that's pretty stupid. And Amber replies to these screenshots by saying, she literally doesn't admit anything, I'm crying. Alice then makes another tweet where she says, and not once do I manipulate him to stay with me. I 100% was toxic back after being in a relationship with abuse I endured from this man for months on end. Should I have left sooner? Yes, but I was scared to. It took him being physical a second time to do so. She then attaches another part from her previous statement where she says, eventually he tells me I deserve better and gets all sorry for himself after he realizes I'm actually not coming back. He sends me apologies and owns up to everything he's ever done to me in voice notes and videos crying, whilst still begging me for a phone call so he can talk or move on. I don't and won't ever want to give him that. After I explained to him how he was abusive, he claimed that I was abusive too, to try and spark a reaction, as afterwards he said, I'm joking, and I don't mean it like that. You didn't wrong me like I did you, I know that. He continuously begged me to call him so he can apologize and wanted me to forgive him. He ended up sending things to my house like teddy bears and flowers, his hoodie that had been sprayed heavily with his aftershave, and a letter to try to achieve this. He mentions, I wish you had broken up with me to my face. I did. When I walked out the door with my things after he kicked me. Alfie replies, he did prove that you lied multiple times. For example, saying he didn't have BPD and that he wasn't diagnosed with it when he was. And Alice replies, he got got diagnosed after we split and wasn't in contact anymore. ImAllexx then returns to Twitter to respond to Alice's recent tweets in a Google Doc, and it starts with Alex saying, "Since my video response, Alice has posted that she filed a police report on the 27th of May 2024. Alice says she refuses to watch my video, despite making many claims about it which are untrue." He then links the police report tweet, and then a link titled "Alice refuses to watch my video," and it is linked here where Alice says, "I'm not watching his monetized video on my abusive past relationship to count his apologies to me. I'm sorry." Alex continues his document by saying, "The stories that are in this report have been fabricated as I have shown in my video. Alice falsely accuses me of pulling her to the ground and putting her in a headlock on the second day of living together in the report, despite her writing in her document that it happened on the 4th. There is no evidence to back up these claims in Alice's story, as it is untrue, and I have addressed this in my video." And then he links a timestamp to him addressing it. "I have never claimed Alice didn't file a report, as a police report can be filed on anyone at any time for any reason, whether what is claimed in that report or not is true. It would not be possible for me to know at any point if this had happened because a report is not a proper investigation or a guilty verdict. All this does is show me that there wasn't an investigation and that no charges were pressed, which is what I corrected in my video, as Alice had posted that this was the case, which was untrue. At no point have I been approached by the police in any way, shape, or form. Yet Alice claimed she had pressed charges against me and had done everything she could, despite now posting that she didn't when she apparently had the option to take it farther, which once again is the point made in the video, as Alice has been claiming otherwise online, whilst also telling commentary channels the police had done nothing, despite now saying the police had given her the option to take this to court, which she now says she declined. At no point has this been consistent, and the story has changed constantly." He then links a timestamp that says police had done nothing, and then a link that says tweet about not taking it farther, court, which is another tweet from Alice where she says, "If you can read, I said I didn't kick him, and that I pushed him off me because I didn't want to be near him. He didn't add context onto why. Funny that. He said I donkey kicked his head and neck. Where's the text of that? Nowhere. I'm 5'2". You think I can do that?" Then he links a timestamp titled "I did everything I could," and then a third tweet from Alice where he captions it, "Alice denies kicking me," and it's Alice saying, "Yeah, they didn't do anything. It came an option to take him to court and I couldn't do it and I didn't have it in me. I figured talking about it here was enough." Alex then continues his document by saying, "Alice has gone on to post that she never kicked me, despite admitting to this in the very messages she is responding to. Alice says that this is impossible because she is 5'2". I made it incredibly clear in the video that Alice refuses to watch that we were both lying down in our bed. She had turned around with my back facing towards her and had begun to kick me until I fell out of the bed. Alice says I didn't explain the context as to why she did this, but I did, and it's in the screenshots that she replied to. It was due to my illness and being shirtless in bed. I had complained about this happening on other occasions over text, which is also in my video. Alice says there is no text evidence of her kicking me, despite the screenshot she has responded to clearly showing Alice admitting to kicking me and that she had a reason for why she had done this, as it was due to me sleeping shirtless. Alice said, "Where's the text of that?" despite once again responding to those very texts shown in that tweet. I have also shown a text of me complaining about this on iMessage at the time, which is in the video she refuses to watch. Then links a timestamp to my text to Alice. He then links to a timestamp in the video, which is text between him and Alice, which it starts with him saying, "I don't want to upset you," and Alice says, "and asks you to say like fucking hell," and he says, "That's why I was asking questions in the kitchen," and Alice says, "Read the room, I wanted you to be with me, my god," and then Alex replies, "Yeah, but then you call me fat and kick me in bed." Alex then continues his document saying, "Alice calls into question there being no text despite that being untrue, yet has posted in her document and in her police report that I had dragged her, choked her, and pulled her to the floor, which there is no text evidence for, as I have shown in my video." Since posting these tweets, Alex deleted a reply where she said she hadn't fabricated anything when questioned on Twitter about the inconsistencies of her story, and then linked the Kelly tweet that we read earlier. Alice also wrote in her report that I was harassing her despite me trying to end our relationship multiple times. Alice told the police I was harassing her by sending her letters and a bear, two things that she had asked me to do, which she then used to build her story to the police and document. I have also shown this in my video. He continues his document saying, Alice has also made a post saying he got his diagnosis after we split and weren't in contact anymore, linking the tweet we read earlier, and Alex responds to this by saying, I made it clear in the video that I was not diagnosed at the time and that Alice was spreading false information which I had to correct publicly as it was not true. I am not comfortable with my personal information being speculated on publicly by my ex-girlfriend who is no longer in my life, but due to the constant posts Alice was making about me, I felt I was forced to correct this. Regardless, this isn't an excuse for my behavior, which I made clear in the video in my psychiatric document, where I openly discussed being verbally abusive towards her with my psychiatrist. I apologized many times privately to Alice for how unacceptable illegal it was, which can be seen throughout the video as I had tried to sort this out privately on many occasions. I am deeply sorry for things turning out this way. It is my responsibility to be better. Alice has since posted, I guess it's round 2, but this is not a situation that I take lightly, and I have no interest in continuing this any farther publicly after this post. I have read the many comments about how this should have been sorted appropriately and privately, and I agree. I only made my response because I was forced to, due to the constant lies that were posted about me and still being posted about me to this day that I had not responded to for the last year. He then links Alice's round 2 tweet where she says, yeah, I mean, he's manipulated this to make me to be a liar, so I guess it's round 2. This is so traumatic for me, so I might just do a stream and call it a day. He continues his document by saying, Alice had planned this document since January and had been blackmailing me throughout our relationship with my reactions to her physical abuse, as I showed in my video. Alice always intended to publicize a false version of an incredibly toxic and abusive relationship, and I apologize for my involvement in that, as it could have been prevented and there is no excuse for how I reacted to the environment that was created. He then links a timestamp that says planning her document in advance to his video an hour and 41 minutes in. As shown in my video, Alice would go through my phone throughout our entire relationship, which prevented me from being able to speak to anyone or record any of the events that transpired when I tried to leave. I should have done more to end our relationship at the time and regret allowing it to get to the point in which it did. Then links taking my phone timestamp 1 hour and 6 minutes in. The video is not monetized by me, as I have made clear in the description and pinned comment. It was claimed due to the multiple TikTok lip sync videos Alice made about me and the abuse. And then he links proof showing this. He then updates his document saying, it has since been brought to my attention that Alice is deleting comments and has privated her Instagram and TikTok comment section due to the harassment online. I would appreciate it if people would not attack anyone I have mentioned, as that was not my intention when I posted the video, and I regret that this has played out publicly. I would like to say thank you to those who have supported me throughout this time. It does not go unnoticed, and I greatly appreciate it. Hindi replies to Alex's document by saying, mate, we all saw the videos. I'm gonna smash your head against a fucking wall with a brick. Maybe she did kick you, but realistically you're still a piece of shit that shouldn't even have a following. Put the fries in the bag. Kika replies with a tweet by Provolone Cheese where they take a picture of ImAllexx in the hospital and captions it by saying, me when I accidentally hit myself using the brick mints for my ex-girlfriend. The Game in which replies with just a picture of a brick. Then Bluesdick tweets out, yo, at ImAllexx, it ain't working, bro. And Alice responded to Alex saying, I didn't want to do this again, but after watching him lie for 2 hours straight, I couldn't stay silent. This is my final response. And this response is 750 pages. And as I said at the beginning, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I will read all 750 pages of the document live on this channel. Like the video, shout out to Kiko, our first internet representative, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.